Hi, I'm Syed Hyder.
And I'm Viray.
And our project is power stripping and reducing Rutgers energy consumption. So what the project is on is that on standby power or vampire load, because most people, they overlook this issue because in the majority of households, it's only cents on the dollar. But at a scale such as big as Rutgers, standby power, which is just power a device uses when it's off, can cost a ton of money, as you can see on these graphs.
And it was very important to us to incorporate the entire student population. So mostly on this, we focused on the residents of Rutgers. We have around 136 resident halls with 1,600 residents. So we thought about implementing a power strip into each of the dorm rooms here.
Yeah, so our power strip, or it's a smart power strip. So how it works is you plug in certain devices into certain outlets. So certain devices that need to be powered, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, like refrigerators will be powered into a certain outlet that's always on. The rest of the devices, such as like a laptop, which only charges a certain hours in the day, will be plugged into a certain outlet that shuts off when it's off. So that way no current, no power is going towards that device, and you're just saving a little bit of, energy. The system we used was based off of, our 1 kilowatt hour was 0.109 cents on the dollar, which is very, very on the conservative end because it can be much more for the New Brunswick area. And we used that number, and we used about 8,000 devices because there's about 6,000 residential students that live on campus. And we said about two individuals will have one device, which is pretty fair, I think, and conservative.
Yeah, because each of the dorm rooms house usually 2 roommates.
Yeah, so 1 TV per, one room, I think is pretty conservative. Sometimes it's more. And we use that number times the power a device uses during standby energy, and we got those numbers from like the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory. They did research on that.
And for the implementation, it's not that difficult. It's very simple. First things first is that we would have to purchase the power strips, and among online you can buy them in bulk, usually around $10, and that times the 8,000 rooms that we would implement these in would be around $80,000. And you can incorporate these into the residence halls. As you can see here, these are 2 pictures of 2 dorms on campus. And you can see the micro fridge unit here, and then this one you have lights and a fan. And those don't always need to be 100% on all of the time, where they draw all the energy from standby power and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the devices we used were only very basic devices like a television, washing machine, dryer, basic units that's in every single dorm. And then we have this other table, which is possible devices that could be in a room, such as Keurigs, video game console, cell phone chargers, and this is only like a dozen devices, and you're already saving about $500,000 a year. In about 4 years, it'll be $2.1 million, which is on the conservative end of things. So with much more devices, you can see these Christmas lights, fans, all these things. There's no one even in this room, and the fan is on. So all these little things can save millions of dollars over a 4-year period.
And to sum it all up, what we would like to portray is basically students becoming more energy conscious and how much energy they use. And by implementing these power strips, it's every time they plug in a device, they're like, oh, this is saving energy because this is not just a regular surge protector or a regular outlet. You're saving energy and creating a better mindset for you and your electricity bill.
Large devices on the new system is pretty much the big devices that are in every single room. That's how we split it off. So almost every single room has a television. The washing machine, dryer is per dorm room because obviously they're in every single dorm. And these are the devices that we figured out use the most amount of energy best on standby. So that's why we made this table.
On this table here, we have the small devices that could be implemented into the system. So we have things like Keurigs or musical instruments, especially speakers, which are common throughout the dorm halls and stuff. So while these are not as common or as large as these draw a smaller amount of power, which do not usually, one doesn't think that one would draw that much power from it. So, but in reality, by combining all of these could amount to around $400,000 worth of electricity throughout the university.